Ooh. Spartans, welcome back to another episode of Overkill Trading. Hopefully everyone's having a good day today. Today we are taking chart requests from over inside of the Discord. We're going to go pick up right where we left off yesterday. Just up here a bit, right off OKLO. We left off there yesterday. Actually, I think we left off a little further down than that. Let me just scroll down real quick. I think we left off at HYLN and plug. Nope, that wasn't it either. So let me get back to the spot here. Let's jump to the present time. And if you guys got chart requests too, if you guys are on the live, go ahead and drop them inside of the chart request section here and in the chat, and I will be answering those as well. So we actually left off right here with SCI and ENA. So SCI is going to be the first one here that we take a look at. So if you believe in SCI right now, you got the green dot on the monthly chart. Okay, your stop loss is right down here under the previous low right there at 0.048. I don't know a lot about SCI. I've bought it in the past. I've traded it in the past. I think back here at like 15. But as of right now, if you believe in this company long term, if you believe in their project, now is probably the greatest time ever to be buying here with the first monthly alert that it's getting here. As long as it holds this low that we got right there from March, right down there at 0.048, it looks good. Again, there's so many altcoin setups, guys. There are so many altcoin setups right now. Things are looking very, very bullish. Again, it doesn't get any more bullish than the monthly green dot. Okay, if you come over here to Bitcoin, you can see that every time Bitcoin gives a green dot down here, just like it did back here in 2015 at $200, $200 Bitcoin back here in 2015, 20,000. 4 years later, we got one in 2019 at 3,000. It went all the way up to 73. This one right here in February went from 17, 18,000 all the way up to 124. So this happens like every 4 years, right? These signals, I made a TikTok today talking about this. Okay, these signals don't come around every day, guys. They do not come around every day. These are every like 4 years you get the opportunity to buy down here on the monthly chart. And if you believe in SCI, hopefully you're buying stuff that you believe in. Hopefully you're buying good quality companies. Again, our goal here at Overkill Trading is to buy good quality companies at a great price. Okay, how do we get a great price? Well, we use our charts, we use our data, right? I can see that every time Bitcoin comes down here and gives me a green dot, that's the best time to buy, right? According to history. Over the last, 11 years, that has been the best time to buy. And if your name, there's a lot of altcoins right now giving them. Bitcoin doesn't have one. Okay, but there's a lot of altcoins, like we got one from Near. We traded that last month. It's already up 30%. ENA doesn't have enough data yet. ARB has one. SCI has one. Your request, right? Your request has one right here. So I would be a buyer of SCI for sure down here. I see a couple in the chat here. One from Sparky, HYLN. If you guys have got those requests, get them in the live chat right here, right now. And I will be answering those. So this one's really breaking out here. Again, hopefully you got in off our signal here. Once again, our goal is to buy when this wave is down here below the white line on the weekly and the monthly charts. We're not day trading here. We're not gambling here. We're investing here. Okay, you go listen to Charlie Munger. You go listen to Warren Buffett. You go listen to some of the greats here. We are long-term investors. We're buying assets. Again, we want to buy good quality companies, good quality projects at a great price. A great price is always when the price is down here, when the wave is down here. Okay, that's when we want to accumulate. So this thing's up nicely here. It got the signal at $1.77. You're already up 100% off the signal. This is a penny stock though, so I don't know much about it, but it has the weekly and it has the monthly here breaking out. I do like HYLN here. I see one for New Wave for ZBCN there in the chat. If you guys want to join the chat, there's a join button on the live streams. If you guys can't make the live streams, come on over here to the Discord and get your chart requests in under the chart request thread. And those are covered. So the Discord's pretty much for people that can't show up to the live. If you get your chart requests in over here, eventually we will get to it as we continue on down the list. ZBCN here, still looking good. I still like this one above this 0.024 level. That one looks like it's going to take off. What I'd be watching on this one now is for a green daily. No, we don't have a red weekly yet. Again, we got the signal down here at less than 0.002. Again, if you sold up at the top here, that would have been a 100% move. So now that you have the green dot on the weekly, you can be in here on the smaller time frames like the 4 hour and the daily, looking for places to add. And where do you want to add is just a green dot there on the daily into those EMAs. I see one here for VIAV in the chat. That one's up there in the red zone, so we wouldn't be going long on this one. Again, our time to buy was down here Okay, at $9, it has the red here on the weekly, so I'd be taking profits personally. Can it keep going? Always. But again, we're here as traders, as investors, to be consistently profitable. We want to make consistently good decisions. We're not trying to hit home runs, right? If you bought this one down here in June of 2025 at $9 and even sold right here at 19, I mean, you still made over 100%. You doubled your investment just right there. Now, obviously, it kept going, and you could have made a lot more. But again, we want to be consistent. This doesn't always happen, right? Names don't always go from 9 up to 60. That's an 800% move. Okay, if you traded the monthly, maybe bought that right there at 950 and said, I'm going to wait for a red dot on the monthly. Again, it always depends on your plan and what you're doing, but this is way too far off the EMAs right now, and it's got a red weekly, so I would be avoiding VIAV here. ARE, what's going on, William, in the chat, my brother? How you doing? I see ARE, so this thing's just getting annihilated. This thing's just down. It's at the lowest price in since 2009, since the great real estate crash. So this is a real estate name. As you guys know, the real estate market's not doing too hot right now. A lot of realtors, a lot of people struggling right now just because people aren't really buying houses with where rates are and the cost, right? Inflation has just made buying a house very hard to do. Not saying nobody's buying, but just not like 2020, right? When everyone was buying with low rates and stuff like that. So again, very sold off here. Again, back at 2009 prices, I mean, you're talking about 13, 14-year lows right now. So if you believe in this, do these guys pay a dividend? Who requested this? Puro requested this. So if they pay a dividend, that'd be interesting to buy this down here if you think it's going to recover. But, I mean, that thing took a massive plunge. So if you like it and you believe in it, I think it's a good time. I mean, you're buying it at the lowest prices in 14, 15 years. So if they pay a dividend, that'd be good. Another one over here from the Discord. We got ENA, KAS, and Theta, and also HBAR coming up here. So ENA, I decided to take a position on this. I think back around here, around 9 cents or something. So I'm up a little bit on this. Again, as long as the dot is green, we're bullish. It's breaking out here. The reason I really like it too is because it broke out over the EMAs. If you guys are familiar with our trading indicators, this EMA ribbon is a great way to tell if we're in a bear market or a bull market. So when we're down below these EMAs, the EMA ribbon on the daily chart, we're stuck in a downtrend, right? You got all these crypto influencers and all these people calling for a bear market now. Guys, we have been in a bear market since back here in October, right? We're at like the end of the bear market. And normally when the bear market ends, right, when we start going up is when these EMAs cross and start going higher. So you could see that we've just sold off, right, all the way down here. We broke out, we pulled back. Boom, you got a green dot right there at 10 cents. It's up 20%, but that looks like the macro move. So imagine this, right, since October to May, what's that, 8 months just going down? Imagine that now to the upside. That's what I think is coming. I think the next 5-6 months, these things are just going to make a massive move back up here to their red zones. Okay, the red zone on the Fibonacci. This is a Fibonacci retracement tool. Normally our target where we want to take profits is up here in the red zone on the daily chart. Okay, and I actually go over all this inside my free trading course over here if you guys are new. If you guys want to check out my free trading course, the Discord link is down in the description. You guys can click that. Just join the Discord. It's free. Go to the onboarding section and click the trading course. You guys can also download all the trading indicators as well over here under the trading indicator tab. That will get you my entire trading layout. So ENA, very bullish, dude. Very, very bullish. Okay, either looking for it to come back up here to the red zone. I mean, literally back to the red zone from where we're sitting right now at 11 cents is a 610% move. That's an insane move. Okay, and again, I mean, this was the bear market. You guys understand what I'm saying? 8-9 months of going down. Okay, we called the bear market up here in September. Okay, we said sell. Okay, boom, all the way down. Again, we want to sell when the wave's up here, buy when it's down here, and it's been down here for a long time. And you're seeing prices start to break out though. So I really like ENA here. KAS was another one. Keep getting them in the chat. I'll go back to the chat here in a second. This one's also breaking out over the EMAs. We've been consolidating for a minute now. It's green on the weekly, so yeah, we'd be a buyer. I just want to see it hold this previous low right there from February at around 2.5 cents. Theta, I think altcoins guys are just gonna blow people's minds, dude. People just getting impatient, and that's all it is. I mean, I think this is going to be a parabolic send here into 2027, possibly even into 2028. So again, until we get back up here to the red zone, I'm fully bullish, right? We're just buying as long as it's down here. And Theta took off nicely there, 16 cents up to 30. Looks really good here above 19 cents. That's an easy stop loss for you right there. Call it 18.5. 18.5 on the stop loss for that. It looks good. HBAR. HBAR, again, still just doing nothing. So there's a phase over here inside of our cheat sheet, okay? It's called the stealth phase, okay? So the stealth phase is when we just kind of go sideways, right? We're not going up, we're not going down, we're just kind of hanging out. This is when people get really bored, but it's also when people, like the smart money, they call it the smart money phase. Okay, this is when the smart money's buying, okay? When things are not exciting, when things are boring. Most retail's buying when things are up here, right? When things are just going up into the right? It's just boom, boom. Everybody's buying HBAR. Everybody's talking about HBAR up here at 40 cents, but not a lot of people talking about it down here at 9 cents. So again, that's why we use indicators. We want to see when the capitulation is hit. Capitulation hits, right? We know capitulation is in, okay? What is capitulation, you might ask? Okay, it's this, okay? Capitulation's a big drawdown, 60, 70, 80% down, okay? Boom, just capitulation, okay? And then once we get down here, this is when we find signs of a bottom. Entering here, entering here, entering here, and then just waiting till the wave comes back up here to take profits. Again, that signal came in December at 40 cents. This signal came right here at 27 cents. The asset's sitting at 9 cents right now, so I like HBAR down here. You got an easy stop loss at 7 cents on that one. What else we got in the chat here? Hey, Marlog. How you guys doing in the chat? William says he's learning a lot. It's good, brother. Happy to share information. I'm happy to gather information from you guys too, man. This channel ain't about me. It's not about you. It's about all of us working together. Pyth got a green dot right there at 4 cents. It's crossing EMA, so yeah, this looks really good here above 3.5 cents. You could even move your stop loss up if you wanted to 4 cents, but again, everything's pointing up on this. Everything, we're breaking out that orange line there. That's the 2-month moving average, okay? Normally when we're down below that, just like the EMAs, we're in a downtrend, right? Downtrend. Been in a downtrend for 8 months, but now we're breaking out, okay? And oh man, I really don't know if these influencers are paid or they just flat out just don't look at a chart. I mean, some people call themselves charters and they're saying altcoin season isn't going to happen. It's just crazy. That's why you got to be very careful, right? How you analyze data, who you listen to. I'm not saying that like I am the know-all, be-all of the market, right? No one's right 100% of the time, but when markets go down for 8 months, right? Markets are designed to go up. They're not designed to go down. Okay, as long as you're buying good quality assets and not rug pulls and fart coins and meme coins and penny stocks, it's all designed to go up. So I think Pyth looks very good here above 4 cents. What else we got? AEYE. That one looks good too. So again, we're breaking out over the 9 there. Breaking out over the EMAs. This one looks very strong above 6. Okay, above that low right there, it looks very strong. Looks good. Snap. I made a TikTok on this. They missed their earnings. Or they beat their earnings. They did as expected. They're down 2%. I see some people panicking about that last night, but we're literally just back down to where we were last week. So that's it. We're back down into the EMA where we want to buy it. The dot is still green here on the weekly. I think this still looks very strong. Okay, if you want to put a stop loss on Snap, put it right there at 520. But I'm holding my shares long. Wait until it gets back up here to the red zone. What do you think we average in on Cetus? Where do you average it on Cetus? You could average in if you get a daily. I'd average it on the next daily alert. Okay, the dot is still green here, so I mean, if it comes down here to like 2, I don't know. I just wait. Honestly, I'd average in if you're looking to average in on a daily. I'm not looking to add any more to my Cetus position because the majority of mine was bought down here at penny and a half. So I'm just kind of waiting until it breaks out. But it's pulled back for 2 consecutive weeks now. Okay, and I mean up above 2. I mean you can see we're above the EMAs, right? If it pulls back like this, it gives you a green dot down here. Pull the trigger. But I'd be watching for the daily if you want to average down on well, I'm sorry, Cetus. Jeez. MRCY. Mercury Systems, that one's green, but again, the wave's not below the white line, so this one's probably going to be up in the red zone. So again, we want to buy capitulation. Capitulation's not in when the green dots are coming right here. That doesn't mean we can't keep going up. So if you wanted to play that, I would use a stop loss right there at 73, but ideally we want to buy when the wave is below that white line there on the weekly. So again, if you're playing that green dot, use a stop loss at like 70 bucks. Pyth we just covered. Hype. Hyperliquid again. If you guys want to join the live chat on these live streams and request your charts, ask your questions, you guys can hit that join button here on YouTube. Hype. So Hype is it's still looking good. It's still kind of capitulating here or going sideways. Up above 38, it looks good. It's kind of consolidating, not capitulating. But up above 38, I have a stop loss maybe at 37. This has had a pretty nice move, right? We got our signal down here at like 22. It went all the way up to 45. You're up 100%. So if you entered off the signal, okay, you might look to trim some, because again, if you're up 100%, you doubled your money. So if you put in $5,000 right here, it goes up 100%. You now have 10,000. You can sell half of your position. Sorry, I'm eating yogurt. My wife made me a parfait yogurt thing. Really good. 5 up to 10, right? You sell half of your position. Now you take your initial investment out that you put back here and you're playing with profits. So it doesn't have a red weekly yet, and it still looks strong as long as it holds on to those EMAs. So I mean, 36 realistically would be a stop loss, or you could put it a little higher just depending on how much you want to risk, like maybe at like $38 just to protect your capital in case we do go the other way. But just with the way the market's looking right now, man, this thing could definitely explode. I'd put a stop loss at 37, 38 on Hype, and I'd let it ride. If it hits the stop, you're stopped out. If it keeps going, right, we can move our trailing stop. We can move the stop loss up. So the only thing I don't like about Hype is it's already ran 100%. That's why I wouldn't buy it up here. I never buy up here. Okay, I only buy down here. Okay, that's because that's just our strategy. We want to buy when the blue wave is down here below the white line. Okay, given green dots. Favorite stock at the moment, I have too many. My portfolio's here on the side of the screen. I mean, Honest is having a nice day. Good RX looks really good. I really like HIMS and Snapchat and PayPal. There's a lot of stocks I like. I haven't posted an update for this. I think I forgot to do that on Monday because I wasn't live, but I'll go ahead and post my portfolio over here for you guys. I call it all my trades over here, all my buys, all my sells. So portfolio update for today is May 7th. So you guys can click on this link over here and see everything I'm trading or everything I'm holding currently. Those are all the stocks and cryptocurrencies right there. I think I have around 30 names right now. So I believe in diversification. I don't believe in going all in on one name. I think the more you're diversified, the more you can protect yourself. Because sometimes, right, if you're all in on crypto, and crypto's just kind of been performing bad, but stocks have been performing really good, you're missing out, right? Because if stocks are doing good, when stocks top out, you can take profits on your stocks, and then you can roll it into the beat-up sector like altcoins. So I believe in diversification. I've seen people talk about how diversification is for losers, and I don't agree with that statement at all. I think the more you can diversify, okay, the more you can be like across different sectors. For example, like healthcare, oil, tech, right? You shouldn't just be all in tech, even though if you were all in tech this year, I mean, you're probably up a lot. But again, being diversified is a good thing. Okay, you never know what sector or what market is going to perform. I mean, sometimes we do. Like with altcoins right now, like I'm fully bullish on altcoins just because I was showing you guys at the beginning of this. Right, when you get these monthly alerts, it's like a 3 to 4 year signal. You get this like every 3 to 4 years. You don't get this every day. Okay, this is a big, massive opportunity when you get those signals. And it doesn't come around every day. I mean, like I said, the last time we got a green dot with the wave down here below the white line on the weekly, or the monthly, for Algorand was back in 2023. It went from 9 cents up to 60 cents. That was an 800% move. So, and again, the last time we had that opportunity was 3 years ago. So, diversification is a good thing. But that portfolio update's over there if you guys want to check out my holdings. What else we got? Let's go back. Ah, dang it! I always do that. This kind of a pain in the butt over here, just because. Wow, you guys really put in some requests yesterday. I lose my spot sometime. I always tell myself I'm not going to click out of the thread, and then I go do it. But NOS crypto from Lizzie. NOS. I don't really trade these newer projects. I would just make sure this one hangs on to 17 cents. Okay, or you could even move your stop loss up to 19. I play that one with a stop loss at 19. If it breaks 19, I would sell it. ZRO layer 0. I just wait for the signal on that one. Unibase, UB. Unibase looks like a newer coin. Nice move up there. I wouldn't chase this one here. Again, our signal came where? Right here on April 13th at 2 cents. It's up 600% since that time. So I'd wait for that to pull back to like 6 cents. That would be back here at the orange line. When we're up off the EMA like that, we don't want to buy. Okay. I mean, can it keep going to the moon? Yeah, absolutely. But again, can it come back down here to 0.02? Yes. At least wait for it to pull back into the EMAs if you're going to play this one. Try to buy it closer to like 5 cents. Okay, we want to buy into the averages, right? Into the averages. We don't want to buy off the averages, right? Because that means we're getting the mean. This is another word for average. So again, we use that EMA ribbon on the daily, and we use those EMAs on the weekly, but we never want to buy when we're sitting off the mean, off the averages. We want to buy either into the mean or below the mean, never up here, because up here, that means we're trading at a premium. So, and again, this could go up here to $2 tomorrow, and you can miss the whole thing. But if you're looking for a technical entry, which is what we do here, we look for the pullbacks into the mean. So the closer you can get this to 5 cents, I think the better. It's sitting at 12 right now. So if that dropped to 5 cents, that'd be a 60% drop. Then it would look interesting. Where I'd look to buy it is either here on a daily or a 4-hour alert here. Okay, and I'd probably use a stop loss if I was trading this right around probably 9 cents. If it breaks 9 cents, okay, it's probably coming down here to like 7. Okay, 6 or 7. What else we got? C3AI. You guys could just drop the tickers. Don't drop the company name, just drop the ticker. And that's breaking out pretty nicely here too. I was looking at this one the other day. It's getting up over those EMAs. So as long as this one holds on to 768, 750, I'd put a stop loss at 750 and let that puppy ride. If it breaks 750, I'd sell it, but that looks like it has a big range, at least back up here to the 200 at around 2650. What else we got? Open Door from Peru in the chat. That is open. This still looks good above 4. Again, as long as it holds 4, it looks fine. Okay, we're up over the EMAs. It's just kind of going sideways here again. I don't like the real estate market right now. I don't think that's where the consumers are. Okay, I just don't think people are flipping. They might be, but from a technical standpoint, you don't want to break down below 4. So I just put the stop loss at 4 and let that puppy ride. If it breaks 4, sell it and go do something else. But as long as it holds 4, it looks good. It looks bullish. I see one here for Ray from Marlog, RAY. This is the Solana ecosystem coin here. So again, the dot is still green, looking bullish. Putting in a bull flag here. I like it. I like it a lot. Where I'm going to sell my Ray is on a weekly red dot. Okay, when I see that weekly red dot. Okay, or we get back up here to the red zone, whichever one comes first. So still holding that one. Signal came at 50 cents. It's down here. It's up here at 80. So that one still looks good. We also have about the chart layout the other day at about the smart market view only mode. If you guys have questions about the indicator, just email support. The support emails in the trading indicator tab. What your problem is, you need to hit copy up in the right hand corner, and if you email that support, support will send you a video that walks you through how to load it in. But you're just missing a button. You're missing one step in the directions. You should have got an email that told you how to do it, but there's a copy button up in the top right that will get you all set up. You just hit copy, then save, and then it's right. Your screen will look exactly like my screen. You'll have all the signals, all the indicators, everything. Just shoot an email to support. You said you emailed support. Make sure you got this right email, because I check my email every single day. I clear my email every single day. So if you send a couple emails, maybe send another one. What else we got? Ray, yeah, looks good. CRSR in the chat. Corsair Gaming. Connoisseur, or Corsair. I don't know what that is. They got earnings coming up. Looks like today after the bell. It's a little extended off those EMAs. I might look to take a little bit of profit here on this one just because the wave's up here and they got earnings coming up. So if they miss their earnings, right, it could sink back down. And again, this is like a penny stock. Actually, not really. They actually make quite a bit of money. Up above 570, I like this one. But earnings here, I can't, whatever I say right now, it could totally change after an earnings call because, right, earnings can cause a stock to go down here or it could cause a stock to go up here. It's always a 50-50 flip in the short term. But if you're looking at the long term, okay, looks pretty good here on the monthly. And I'm not sure what these guys do, but they actually make quite a bit of money, about 348 million, and their earnings look actually really good. This actually looks like a very interesting play here. I'm actually going to add this one into our watch list, so those signals will now be called out in the Discord for this name. I didn't realize how much money they made, but it is a gaming company, so I would just watch this one on earnings. I don't know. I'd probably trim a little bit here into earnings just with where the daily's at, but again, they could crush their earnings and go up there to $10. So earnings is always a coin flip. If you're looking for the long-term play, I'd look to sell on a weekly alert. Thoughts on capital rotation into small caps? Yeah, I think it's going to happen. Johnny loves the indicator. I love you, bro. SPOT, Spotify, down there at the 4-year average. So again, we talk about the averages a lot here. So this blue line is the 4-year moving average. It's a 200 EMA. The 200 EMA on a weekly chart is the average price over 200 weeks. Okay, Charlie Munger, who was Warren Buffett's right-hand man, said anytime your name, the name that you want to own, hits that blue line, hits that 200 EMA on the weekly chart, buy it. Okay, because you're buying it at the average price over the last 4 years, which it is a fair price, right? If we come back here to the cheat sheet, okay, and again, how do we know we're getting a fair price for something? We buy it at the mean, at the average. How do we know we're getting something at a premium, meaning you're paying a lot for it? We're buying it way up off the mean. Okay, how do we know we're getting a discount? We're buying it below the mean. So if you have a moving average that you track, right, and we use the 200 EMA on the weekly and then those EMA ribbons, okay, up here, right, premium, right, we're way off the average. This is not a fair price up here at $900, $800. This is a fair price right here at $400. So I like Spotify here. I like it. You could use a stop loss at $390 if you want, but it's got a daily here. If I would play this here, and I'd put a stop loss at like $390 or $380. If it breaks one of those, I would sell it. But Charlie Munger was Warren Buffett's right-hand man. He said whenever the name you want to own, so if it was Amazon, if it was Apple, if it was Tesla, if it was Snapchat, Facebook, you name it. Okay. If that hits the 400 or the 4-year moving average, okay, he said to buy it, and he was one of the greatest investors of all time. He was Warren Buffett's right-hand man. Like Warren Buffett, they were buddies, and that was something I got out of a video of his. I think it makes sense, right, as an investor, again, because you don't want to buy when it's up off it, right? You don't want to buy, I don't care if it's the greatest thing ever, right? You look at any asset, Bitcoin. Where's everyone excited about Bitcoin? Up here at 120. What are people saying now about Bitcoin at 80 and down here at 65 when we called the bottom back here in March? Oh, it's a scam. It's going to zero. It's a bear market. La, 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 la. Okay? Don't listen to the noise, folks. You show me the chart, I'll tell you the news. Okay? I'll tell you what people think. Up here, like I said, up here, people are excited. People are having a good time. People are screaming on Twitter about how we're in a bull market. Down here, bear market. It's going to zero. It's a scam. It's never going to work. It's whatever, right? Negative sentiment. Warren Buffett says buy when there's blood in the streets. When there's blood in the streets is when everyone's on Twitter complaining about how it's a bear market. What do we do in bear markets, folks? Can someone tell me what we do in bear markets? How do you make money in the markets? You buy in bear markets. You don't buy when everyone's excited, singing Kumbaya, right? Saying, oh, look at the market, it's going up. No, you say you buy when there's blood in the streets, when people are giving up, when people are calling it a scam, when people are saying it's all over, it's going to zero, yada, yada, yada. Okay? And luckily for us, we have indicators. We have technology that tells us when those times are, and we can read the charts and see when those times are. Again, I know people are excited about crypto up here. way off of the 4-year average. But now we're back down. Bitcoin hit the 4-year average right back here in March. You guys see that right there at 66, 67,000. Charlie Munger says you buy right there, baby. You buy. You don't listen to Twitter. Okay, buying. We lost the 4-year here, but again, when we lose the 4-year, then where are we at? Okay, we go from being right here at the mean, at the average, to down below the average. Now we're in despair. Now this is really where people are just not having a good time, right? So both places, in my opinion, either at the average or below the average. If you're buying a good quality asset, right, you have to believe in your project. Okay, if you don't believe in what you're buying, you're going to have anxiety about the position. Like if you don't understand the company, if you don't understand the fundamentals, if you don't understand what the technology is, you're going to have anxiety when you buy it because you don't believe in it. You don't have a understanding of what they do and how they make money and how they're going to grow. Right? That's how you get anxiety about a position. And the other way you get anxiety about a position is if you're over positioned, meaning your position is too big, right? If your position is too big on a name and you feel anxious about it because you're scared that it's going to drop, that just means you have too much in that position. Okay, and how we counter that, and again, I have a free trading course over here, guys, you guys can check out, but trading tip right here, never exceed more than 2.5% of your total portfolio in one trade. So if you have a $10,000 portfolio, okay, you don't want to put more than $200, all right, $250 into like $10,000 portfolio. 2.5% of 10,000 is 2.5, right? So the reason we do that is because, hey, if I put in 2.5% of my portfolio on this green dot back here on Bitcoin at 19,000 and it went down to 15,000, okay, what can I do? I can add another 2.5%. So now my Bitcoin position would go from 2.5% from adding right here, okay, to adding down here. Now would be a 5% position at a lower cost. It's called dollar cost averaging. Okay, part of that rule is we look to average down if the position declines 20% or more. So I don't normally average down or average into my positions unless my position goes down 20%. Okay, great example of that recently is SMCI. Okay, so I bought SMCI right here in January at $30. Okay, and then they had some allegation against them that they were smuggling chips or something to China. Right, the market didn't like that. 33% drop. I said that their co-founder got caught smuggling chips to China, right, with the tariffs to avoid tariffs. So he got in trouble. What I think happened to him is he got axed and he had to sell his shares. So, I mean, that's, in my opinion, the only way for a stock to drop 33% in one day like that is when somebody with a lot of shares has to sell it. So it went down to 20. So again, bought here at 30, got a red dot, went down to 20, okay? So average cost is now 25, because again, I bought 2.5% at 30, bought 2.5% down here at 20. Okay, I believe in SMCI here, and I believed in it here. I knew a little allegation like that wasn't going to last forever. I mean, it wasn't going to make their stock go to zero. It didn't hurt the company at all. It was just the individual that made a bad decision that probably had to get fired after that, right? And normally when a big co-founder like that leaves the company, he has to sell his shares. So he dumped his shares, went down to 20. What did we do down here? We bought more, right? We got our average cost from 30 down to 20. Because if you like a stock at 30, why'd I like it here? Well, we're sitting right on the 4-year average. Okay, sitting right on the 4. That's why I like it. Okay, it's not because I mean, obviously I know what the company does. They're very involved in chips, right? They make the equipment or something for the chips. Okay, they make $10-12 billion a quarter. They're a huge company. Go down to 20. This isn't a place to panic and sell it, right? Why would you sell at a loss? That's like, boom, Walmart puts a sign outside their door that says 40% off everything. Come on in, and people are running out the door. They're running out the door because there's a 40% sale, right? That's how I look at it. It's no time to sell. You just you stay long term, because again, we don't want to sell till the wave's up here. So if the wave's down here and it goes down a little more a couple months later, again, you just have to think of this as you're buying an asset, right? You're buying, like, think of it like a house. You're not buying something to, right? Of course, you want it to go right up to 120 the next day. So do I. I wish that was the case. When I got a green dot, boom, it was back up to all-time highs, 120. I could sell it that day, and I can go to the next thing. But it's not the case. These trades take 1 to 6 months to play out, guys. If you're trading the higher time frames, okay, it says it all. You'll go over it all in the course, but the trading rules. 1 to 6 months out on all investments. Meaning if you buy and 2 months later it dumps, you don't throw a fit. You don't cry about it, right? You buy more. Warren Buffett says you should be excited when your name goes down because you get to buy more shares. You get to accumulate more of that asset that you want to hold for the long term. So hopefully that makes sense. And again, I know it sucks when your name goes down like that. But again, if you're using that 2.5% right rule where it's like, okay, I'm not going all in right here. I'm not putting all my chips in right here. 2.5%. You got a $10,000 portfolio. You put in $250. That's 2.5% of 10,000. Guess what? If it goes against you and it goes down, what are you doing down here? You're adding another 2.5%. You go from having a 2.5% position to a 5% position. And if you want to use the 5% rule, you can do that too. I like the 2.5% rule because it literally, like, if you put in 2.5% of your total portfolio right here, okay, and it goes down 50%, how much of your total portfolio did you lose? Okay, if you put in 2.5% of your total portfolio, you put in $250, it goes down 50%. Tell me in the chat right now, okay? Tell me in the chat right now. First person to say it will get 50 XRP. First person to answer this question in the chat will get 50 XRP. I'll send them 50 XRP. Okay? If you put in 2.5% of your total portfolio and it goes down 50%, how much of your total portfolio did you lose? Tell me in the chat. Okay? Again, you bought 2.5%, it goes down 50%. How much of your total portfolio did you lose on that drop if you put in 2.5% here? 50 XRP to the first person to answer with the right answer. This is basic math, guys. You guys got this. 1.25. Johnny wins it. Johnny wins. 1.25%. If a stock goes down 50%, you're only losing 1.25% of your total portfolio. You can live to fight another day, right? If you put in 50% of your portfolio, you're going to lose 25% of your portfolio on this drop. So that's why we play small. 1.25%. Johnny, drop your XRP address in the chat, and I'll send you that XRP. Or drop it over in the Discord if you're whatever works for you, man. I'll get that to you. But that's, you guys see my point though, right? You're not getting killed on a move like this, right? Like I said, the only two ways you get anxiety about a position is if you don't believe in the company or you don't believe in the project. You're buying fart coins or meme coins or penny stocks. Okay, you're not buying good quality assets, good quality companies like companies with actual earnings like Paramount, like Snapchat, right? Like Robinhood, like Hims, like IONQ, GoodRx, The Honest Company, right? NVO, right? Novadisk. So you either get anxiety when you don't know what you're buying or if your position size is too big. So those are two things that I think are very important. You guys need to map out, especially if you guys are trading. Those are two of the most important things, at least for me, that really change the game, right? I want to understand what I'm buying. I want to buy good quality projects at a great price. That's my goal, right? That's our goal here at Overkill Trading. Good quality assets at a great price. Okay, you can't buy a good quality asset. It's not a good quality asset if you don't know what it is, if you don't know how they make money, if you don't know how their technology works, right? You want to believe in what you're buying. You want to believe that that company's going to be around for 5 to 10 years and continue to grow and continue to gain market share. So, good job. 1.25% is all you lose if you put in, if you put in 2.5% of your portfolio. So again, and you could play with that rule. You could make it 5% if you want to, and then you add 5% more down here. But 2.5% gives you a lot of ammunition, right? Because you're adding. And again, the only place we're wanting to add is when we get a green dot down here, okay? Or right, and you get another one. Well, what are you doing? You're adding. You're not selling down here when it goes lower. You're buying more, okay? All right, I got time for a few more, then I got to get to a meeting, guys. I see one. Let's take a couple here from the Discord. Sky and Canton, SKY. Red dot on the weekly. I'd sell that one. CC, I think is what you're talking about. Again, these really new coins, guys. I can't really tell you much. What I would tell you, just because I don't have any data on my indicator, right? If the name just came out recently, this just came out in November, there's no data on the indicator yet. So it's just because it's a newer project. That's why I don't trade newer projects. But the low from March was right there at 13 cents. I'd use a stop loss right there if I was trading that. BMNR is still consolidating too. So again, we're doing one of those smart money phases, just going sideways. Got the MACD crossover right down there. Looks good. Got the green dot right there. I like this one above 16. Yeah, go ahead, Johnny. Go ahead. I'll get you that. I'll get you that XRP. TTWO. Jeff, what's up, brother? Yeah, TTO is breaking out here, so I like this one as long as it holds that low right there from April at 207. Targets up here between 250 and 260. That's a nice breakout there. Just make sure it holds on to 206. I put a stop loss at 205. Got the green dot. That one's looking good, pumping right up again. Signal came down here at 200. It's up 10, 20%, 10%, about 13% from that level. But that one still looks good. Keep holding that one until you get a sell signal. If you guys don't know what the sell signals are, again, check out that free trading course over there. We got Pyth. We already covered Pyth. COQ. I'm guessing that is a COQ. I don't know. This doesn't have a whole lot of... yeah, I just make sure it holds on to that low right there from last week at 11 cents. AKT and Pepe. AKT still looks good. Waiting for a red dot on AKT. Still looks very bullish. It could pull back here to 50 cents, but ultimately we're targeting up here between 110 and 130, or looking for the red dot there on the weekly. QF getting wrecked today. I don't know what QF is. What is that? I don't even see that one, my friend. Dieter, what's up, brother? Yep, we're back in the office. I'll be leaving the office, though, again next week. My wife and I are actually moving. So next week I'm not going to be live the last half of the week. Actually, probably the whole week. Unfortunately, but once I get settled, I, of course, will be live again. But I'm always active in the Discord. I just won't have my office set up for a while because we're literally moving all our stuff. SMR still looks good above 1085. You requested Pepe as well. I like Pepe here too. It is a meme coin, so I don't buy it, but it does look like it's curling up. We broke over those EMAs after a long downtrend. We're just grinding up, so Pepe still looks good. We got KSS. KSS and CPRT. That's Coles. Coles is green, so up above $12. Coles looks good. It's in a very nasty downtrend, though, so not a company I typically would look to buy, but if I did buy it here, $11.90 would be my stop loss. CRPT or CPRT, right? CPRT, yeah. That thing's gotten hammered. So what I do on this is wait till we break over these EMAs. If you want to buy it down here, use a stop loss at $32. Okay, things getting hammered. I mean, look at that monthly chart. Either wait for the monthly chart. You just need a stop loss at 31 or 32 on this. That's a pretty easy trade setup, actually. Okay, you just want to make sure it holds that low from back there in March. Okay, this low right here from March. Moving because of the billionaire tax. Yeah, because I'm a billionaire. I wish that was the reason. Nope. Moving to be closer to my wife's family, actually. My wife misses her mommy. And I'm happy, man. Like I work from home and stuff like that, so happy to do it. We're moving to a place that's a little more popular, a little more people. We live out in the middle of nowhere right now, kind of on an island. So looking forward to the change. $9 is the stop loss on Pyth here. These guys actually look pretty good. They're actually gaining a lot of market share here. It's actually probably one of the AI names that I would look to buy. Pyth actually looks really interesting right now. Okay, up above. I put a stop loss at $9 on Pyth. Okay, looks good for an AI play. The monthly, yeah, we're just playing around here at that $9 level. What's the verse of the day, Slow Trade? Give us something here. Give us something with the verse of the day, brother. Axon Enterprises still coming down. It does have a green dot down here. You just want to make sure it holds on to 325. It's attempting to break out here. Looks like above the EMAs. So 325 could be your stop loss, or you could move it up there to around 365. That would be the low from May. You want to make sure that holds right there at 365. We got AVGO. AVGO is a stock. Broadcom. So that's up in the red zone, so we wouldn't be messing with that. We would actually be taking profits here or setting a stop loss. I mean, I'd take some off here. I'd take some off. Red dot in the red zone we normally sell. If you don't want to sell up here, stop loss at like 360, but I'd trim some or I'd sell this one up here. Again, stochastic RSI hitting the white dotted line is one of our sell signals. Red dot in the red zone is also another one of our sell signals. So either set a stop loss at 360, 355 and let it ride, or take some off, trim some. RKT, it's got a red dot, so anytime you see a red dot on the weekly, you want to set a stop loss at the previous low. Stop loss is sitting right there at 13. That's 1337 right there. What else we got? VST, Vista Corp. That one's green. So yeah, it's just very choppy. It's a great one to day trade when it's just going sideways like this. But up above 3, I'd put a stop loss at 138 if it breaks 135. I'm sorry, if it breaks 135, I'd sell it. But that one looks pretty decent. It's just very choppy. VRT, ripping. So again, waves way up here. Time to buy was down here in April. Again, up here, you're always like, dang it, I wish I would have bought down here. That never happens down here when you're buying. It feels stupid to buy down here when things are just going down. But up here, right, when we're up at $300, you're like, man, I wish I would have bought when it dipped down here to 58. You're up 800%. So I wouldn't chase this one. I'd be taking profits. And yeah, it could keep going. But again, our goal is to be consistent here. We want to hit doubles and singles. We don't want to hit home runs every single trade. We just want to be consistent. And our strategy is a strategy that we can follow to make us consistent, right? Buying here at 60 and selling here at 150. Anyone that's mad about that is crazy. That's 146, 150%. More than doubling your money, right? Yeah, would it be nice to hold it all the way to the top? But how do you know it's going to keep going like that? You don't. There's no way. Okay? These trades down here are very high probability trades because they don't come around every day. They come around like on the weekly, you get it like once a year. On the monthly, you get it like once every 3 years. So, again, we want to take high probability setups. Buy at a great price. How do we know we're getting at a great price? Well, we look at that average, right? The blue line. If it's touching that blue line, we want to buy it. Okay? Never buying off the average there. Okay, what else we got? No verse here from Slow Train yet. DJT and Bull. DJT is just in the crapper, so still sitting at 9. I bought this one at 10. Probably should use a stop loss at $8. $8 on the stop loss for DJT. Trump, I guess, just doesn't want his assets to go up. But I put a stop loss at 8 if you wanted to set a stop. I have a really small position on it, so I'm just letting it ride, seeing what's going to happen. Webull looks good above 6. I see a lot of people talking about this right now. Really doesn't look that attractive, but if you wanted to play it, hopefully you got in down here off the signal at $5. You're already up quite a bit. I'd protect your capital by using a stop loss at like $5.90 to $6. Any more from the chat here? I got to run here. I gotta get to a meeting, so I do not see any more. I do not see any more requests in the chat, so we'll leave it right there. We'll start tomorrow with Nail. So we left off right here at DJT and Bull, so you guys can go watch that replay at any time. We also put the replays over here in the latest tab, so you guys can never miss a live stream. I know it's hard for people to jump on at certain times of the day. We got Spartans all the way around the world, man. Our community's growing every single day. I love to see it. But yeah, you guys can always watch the live streams over here. If you guys need me, hit me up over here in the chat or the Discord. Like I said, check out my free trading course over here. You guys can download the indicators right here if you guys are interested in those. And hit up support chat or shoot me an email if you guys have any questions or need anything. Our team will help you. With that being said, God bless you guys. We will see you tomorrow for the watch list and more chart requests. God bless you. Have a great rest of the evening, and we'll talk soon. Spartans, prepare for glory.